Hey,
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, Dwan Twyford. I'm America's most sought after real estate investor. And man, do we have some great stuff to cover today. So I've got my notes here. So at Dwanderful, our motto is people before profits. So that's something that resonates with you. You're at the right place, at the right time. I'm your girl. And as you know, every week I just like to start off and just say, like, hey, like, how are you? How are you? How are you? I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you become successful. Always have your best interests at heart. So I like to do a little check-in. So we just take a minute, we take a toast. So cheers, water. We take a deep breath. Deep breaths are great. Kind of helps clear your mind, get open for learning, and just set your mind straight. So we're going to have a great half hour. I am really excited you're here. So excited. That's 2023. Like, wow, 2023. How great is that? Go to Dwanderful, DWANDERFUL, Dwanderful.com and opt in. And I've got ebooks, I've got a program, the top 7 real estate investing strategies for today's new market, and it's all free. All you gotta do is just go opt in. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some deals that I am working on. So back in the summer, I was sharing all these homeowners and all these deals and things that I was doing. And I hadn't had a chance to kind of loop back over to that. So I just want to tell you some of the things that we have going on right now. And just like educate you and let you know what we have happening, because everything I'm doing, you all can be doing too. Now, first of all, I just want to make it clear. Every deal I do, we give our homeowners a $10 deposit. Every single deal, $10 deposit. So don't tell me it doesn't work. I just got a deal on the contract last night, $425,000 house, $10 deposit. All right, so I think maybe August is the last time I talked about different deals that we have been working. We've closed a bunch of deals since then. And I've been trying to keep you guys just updated and get you more educated about real estate investing in general and things like that. So we just got a deal on a contract yesterday. So now this is December 30th. Today I'm recording these on December 30th for January. So I won't be able to update you on the deals until the podcast I do for February 1st, because I'm going to be traveling quite a bit in January. I'm going to be speaking, if you happen to be near the area, at the Houston RIA, and also at the San Antonio RIA. So if you want to come and see me live, just Google it and come and tell them that you watched my podcast and I invited you free as my guest. So I will actually be there. Let me see. I'll be speaking in Houston for a 2-day workshop on the 21st and the 22nd of January. And you'll be hearing this podcast on January 10th. So just Google the Houston RIA. You'll see that I'm there. If you're in the area or not, just want to fly there and spend 2 days with me. It's a great workshop. I'll be teaching you literally everything. I'll be traveling with my son, and my sister lives there, and so many nieces and nephews. I'm so excited about the trip. But come be my guest. Come to Houston, 21st, 22nd. Love to have you there. Okay, now, Erickson. So we're working on a deal with a guy named Erickson. Now, Erickson, I think we probably met him about 2 months ago, maybe the end of October-ish is when we met up with Erickson for the first time. And he said the same thing all the other homeowners say. It's like, oh, yeah, no, I've got the money. I've got the money. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And the problem is, Erickson basically speaks no English. I mean, like barely enough to have a conversation. But his son, uh, Luis, Spanish, Luis. His son speaks perfect English, and he's 18. So he has been helping us work on structuring this deal. So Erickson bought a house in 2022, and he defaulted in 2022. So many times, if there's what's called a first payment default or a first year default, sometimes the banks don't want to work with you because they bought the house and basically didn't make any payments. So I think he owned the house for 3 or 4 months. It's a really short amount of time. He's 9 payments behind right now, and he just closed on it in like January. Like a year ago. So he's already 9. So he made 3 payments, and then he didn't make any more payments. And it's with Chapa, and Chapa is a Colorado. It's like FHA, and they help homeowners and first-time home buyers and things like that. So he defaulted in the first year. Now, when we talked to him the first time, it was a really difficult conversation because he doesn't speak English. And I keep promising myself I'm going to learn Spanish, but we mumbled through it. And then I got a little translator on my phone, so then we kind of talked back and forth. But now we have his son involved. So we talked to him. His back payments are about 25 to 30,000. We don't have the exact reinstatement. In fact, we can't get the exact reinstatement because the sale date is January 5th. Today's the 30th. It's like next Thursday or Friday is the sale date. And so the bank said, well, we don't even need to send a reinstatement. It takes 10 to 15 days. This house is going to be gone. So it doesn't matter what it costs to reinstate it. We can't get it to him in time. We're going to take his house. Okay, it says it's still in progress. All right, that's good to hear. We got 10 inches of snow, and I am having a heck of a time with my internet. So the bank, the law firm, they said, no, the foreclosure sale's too soon. It takes 7 to 10 days. It has to be done in writing. We can't give you figures over the phone. So tell them, we're not going to send a reinstatement. We're just going to take the house at the foreclosure sale. Like, wow, okay, a little harsh, but it's all right. That's what the banks do. That's their job. And this is the attorney that represents the bank that said, we're not even going to send a reinstatement because it's too late. Now, on the document, on his paperwork, it shows the payments and says he's like 25,000 behind. But when you get a reinstatement, which is what it means to bring a current, there'll be attorney's fees, there'll be forced insurance, there'll be all kinds of fees. So if it's 26,000, it probably costs them 35 or 40,000 to reinstate. So then we talked to the guy at the bank, and the bank was like, oh yeah, no, listen, we'll entertain a short sale. We'll actually do a short sale. If you'll submit a short sale package, we'll do a short sale. So on my team is I work with me and my daughter Ayla and my daughter-in-law's sister Felicia. So Ayla and Felicia and I started, we call ourselves the Angels. It's like Charlie's Angels. We started working together in August because I've been tied up with Bill and living in the special housing and just all of that. And the girls were like, hey, we want to get back out. We want to get back into it. Ayla's got some rentals and different things. And she's like, I really need to buckle down, take this serious, Mom. And I'm going all in 100% forever to be an investor, which I'm super happy because she went to college and she did some other things and she traveled a little bit and she did buy a few rentals, but now she's like, okay, I'm all in. And Felicia's all in. So it's like, yay, I finally have my dream of working with my daughter. So I'm excited about that. So, so the girls went over just yesterday. So Thursday. Thursday, yesterday. And they put together a short sale package. They had Erickson write a hardship letter. They took pictures. They got proof of all the hardship. They've got the comps showing like the lower comps in the neighborhood. And they've got all the things for a package that they need to put together. And then they called the bank today and they said, no, we have to have a listing agreement. So this is how tight we're working on the wire with this deal. So I hope it doesn't just completely fall apart. I hope not. So today is the 30th. So you can go back and look at your calendar. Today is the 30th. It's a Friday of December. The guy at the bank says the bank is closed Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So the 3rd, Tuesday, January 3rd is the Tuesday. The sale date is the 5th. Sale date's Thursday. So the sale date is Thursday, the 5th. Sorry, not Friday. It's the 5th on Thursday. And they said, if you'll get together the package, if you'll get the listing agreement, get these few, they sent us a couple items. And if you'll turn these in on Tuesday, the guy from the bank says, I will personally postpone the sale date and give you time to work a short sale. So we were like, okay, great. Because sometimes you have to talk to the bank and see if they'll do a short sale and talk them into it and send them all this stuff. And the guy's like, no. We don't really want to take homeowners' houses. We'll just do a short sale. We just would rather get rid of it. We don't want to go through the foreclosure process. And they don't want them to file a bankruptcy. Now, with us only being able to turn the package in on Tuesday, January 3rd, the sale date is January 5th at 10 a.m. in Denver. If for any reason they say, no, we're not going to do a short sale no matter what, Erickson will either lose his house on the 5th, or he would actually have to go file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy to stop that sale date, which he could do on the 4th, January 4th. He could stop the sale date, and that would buy time for him to stay in his home. But he just speaks no English, and they don't have any loan modification. There's no papers they have in Spanish. Now everything's in English. He's got to figure it out. And, so the attorney's kind of a jerk for the bank. But the guy that we're talking to that works in the bank, who tries to help homeowners, he says, hey, they can do a loan mod, which they did not qualify for. They don't qualify for a forbearance because they could do a deed in lieu, but they just deed it back to the bank. Or we'll take a short sale. It's like, okay, definitely going to do the short sale. So as of right now, when you look it up on HomeSnap, so HomeSnap is the app I've been using for a while. HomeSnap. I love HomeSnap. You just type in the address, there's the house, tells you every single thing about the house. It's so great. So I use HomeSnap. It's showing that the house is worth about about $410. Excuse me. Done quite a bit of podcasts. I've been guests on a lot of shows today. So I figure since my hair and my makeup's all pretty, I want to go ahead and talk to my family. So it's going to be worth about $410. So these are the two things we're finding out, and we won't find out till Tuesday. One, will they take, and so anyway, they said we have to have a listing agreement. So Felicia is our real estate agent that's on our team. So she's going over there on Sunday, and he's going to sign a listing agreement. Now, we found out today, the guy at the bank said, listen, there's a woman named Carmen that signed the mortgage with him. Now, we asked him about Carmen. She said, oh, she's just a friend. She's not on anything. It's like, no, she's on the mortgage and she's on the deed. So now Carmen, who's a friend of the family that helped them buy this house, does not know that the house is going to foreclosure on the 5th, which will affect her credit as well. So we just got a phone number from her today. So this is like happening so fast. Like we talked to him in October, we talked to him in November. He's like, I'm not ready. Then we talked to him in December. He's like, okay, I want to do it right now. And then it was like, okay, let's do it today. so sometimes that's why we always tell you, I always say you have to follow up, because homeowners will, I'm going to get the money. Someone's giving me the money. He told us yesterday he has $60 in his bank account. 60, 60. And he doesn't have any way to get the money. And now that it's the sale date's in a week, he wants to rush and sign a contract. And that happens all the time. So I'm super used to it. The girl's not so much like, oh my God, what do we do? I'm like, listen, honestly, we have all kinds of time. So the guy at the bank, so nice. He says, I need a listing agreement. And he goes, Carmen and Erickson both have to sign it. So we reached out to her today. So we're waiting to talk back with her today. She does not know what's happening. So she co-signed as a friend of the family or something. So she's probably going to be super upset because of her signature. They were able to get the loan. And now they haven't made 9 and now 10 payments on January 1st. And that is on her credit too. So she does not know that. And so many times when you do deals, that happens. You're doing deals and it just happens. People, they don't know, they have codes on it, this and that. People don't know what's going on. So she's probably not going to be super happy, but we're going to get her, she has to sign a listing agreement. So we'll be getting a listing agreement. So this is what's going to happen on Tuesday. We're going to send all the papers in on Monday. The guy told us where to send them, so he'll have them first thing when he comes in Tuesday. And so what we have to find out is, one, since we have a listing agreement and you said you would do a short sale, do you want us to put it in the MLS? And then you'll consider low offers. So like it would have to be listed for 410 because that's the amount that's owed to the bank. So do we list it at 410 and then we bring offers? Maybe someone sees it and says, hey, I'll offer 375. Or we tell the bank, or would you take a short sale from an investor? And then that would be me, and I would make a low offer, and I would offer, owing 410, I would offer probably like 220, 225, because I could sell it for 300. I could sell for 275 to 300 to a rehabber. But this guy lives there with like 5 people, and they've got animals, and the house smells like pee. Outside, the house looks pretty good, but inside, oh my gosh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. And the guy at the bank's like, we don't want that house. We don't want such a disaster. Like, we just want to get rid of it. So if he says, no, we're not going to take half, and I go through my short sale package and he says no, and then we have to actually put it in the MLS and actually list it and show it. And then they'll look at any low offers, and we would have to get contracts and offer some different people, submit them to the bank, and then whatever they take, all we would really be able to do is make some commission. So it's not what I want to do. So we have a homeowners agreement. I've told you about those. If you go back at some of my old podcasts and look for one that says homeowners agreement, I've gone through it in detail. So he has a full homeowners agreement. We're going to give them $5,000 to move. We're going to ask the bank to pay them $5,000 for a relocation fee. And then Ayla's going to negotiate in a $5,000 negotiating fee because she's negotiating the short sale. And then I would come in as the person who would be the cash buyer. If the bank will take a low offer. If they say, no, we're going to just list it and submit all the offers, I still will submit an offer. But if I submit an offer for 225, they probably will reject it. Whereas a homeowner, an end user, might submit an offer of 375 or 360 and they would take it. So we still don't know. That's still up in the air. I won't know until Tuesday. So I will make a note to tell you when the deal's all said and done. And the thing is, between now and the sale date on Thursday, the whole deal can still fall apart. Carmen has to sign the listing agreement, and she doesn't even know what's happening. So she may just be like super pissed and be like, F yeah, I'm not done. I can't believe you did this to me. She might go off the end. I don't think so because she's a family friend. So we have everything together. We'll have the listing agreement this weekend. Erickson and Carmen will both sign it. We'll give it to the bank on Tuesday. And the guy says, if you give me everything I need on Tuesday, I can stop the sale. I can move it back a month or so, not much more than that. And to do the short sale, but he goes, but if we're not able to do the short sale, he goes, the house will still sell on Thursday. So we are literally going to be 48 hours away from the sale. And on Tuesday, we'll find out if we're able to do a quick investor short sale, which means I could make an offer on Wednesday and close in 2 weeks. Or if they're willing to let us show it, but then, it takes a few weeks for people to see it and want it. And it's really crowded and really dirty and a lot of stuff wrong on the inside. So people are going to make really low offers anyway. But that would only work if they would postpone the sale long enough. Now the attorney that's doing the foreclosure, he's like, we're taking the house Thursday. But the guy that works inside the bank in loss mitigation, his job is actually to help mitigate losses and to help. And he's like, we don't want the house back. I know the attorney's being really aggressive, but he goes, we would rather try to work with you guys and get rid of the property. So we'll see. So that's Erickson. So that is going to be a good deal. So if I can get it for like 225, probably sell for 275 or 280. And now in Colorado, I have to close on it. And then I can sell it to another investor, but I can't double close and I cannot use an assignment with a short sale. So I have to provide some transactional funding and close. And I think they wait till the next business day and then I can sell it. And I've already got 5 or 6 people that will come with cash immediately. But I have to come with my own cash, close, and then I can flip it. I think they wait 24 hours. So that's one deal that we're working on right now, which we're really excited. So that should end up being a great deal. If you followed any of my stuff back in the summer, we started working with Elise, and God love her, she is batshit crazy. I mean, there's just no other thing. So we ended up, the bank wouldn't do any kind of reinstatement or forbearance. It wouldn't do anything at all, nothing. So it was okay, well, we'll list it. So we get a listing, we get it all done, we put it into MLS, and this guy Jamal calls us back. He's like, I'm a real estate agent and I have that house listed. And I said, well, why is it not into the MLS? He goes, she told me not to put it in the MLS. Like, but where's the listing? So what this guy does, so we actually have turned him into the board of realtors. He finds all these homeowners within 30 days of their foreclosure date. And this is, and I can't say for sure, I can't testify to this, but from what we can see, he gets them on a contract and he tells them, I've got some people that might buy the house and I won't put it in the MLS. We can try to get it done and get it sold. Then he rides out the foreclosure sale date. And then he and his buddies step in like at the last hour and they buy the house. And she has a lot of equity, like a lot of equity. And so we're like, okay. So the guy calls, he's threatening, he's calling his names. I'm like, do you even know who you're talking to, dude? Like, you have no idea how much shit I know. So, Elise did file bankruptcy and she bought time. Now her new sale date is, her new sale date is January 26th. So she's the 26th. Erickson is the 5th. So she's the 26th, but because she was not able to get out of her agreement with that Jamal crazy man, which is, it's okay. I mean, people do stuff like that all the time. Her listing expires on the 31st. Her listing expires tomorrow. Now, her bank said that if we want to list it, they will postpone her sale and but they won't take anything less than what's owed. So she owes her house is worth 450, but I think at this point she's like 29 payments behind. A lot. So I think she probably owes closer to like 360 or 75 at this point. I haven't gotten a new reinstatement on her for a while because we had to back off that deal. She didn't know how to get out of the contract with Jamal. He wouldn't let her out. He was threatening her. Like, this guy like really barked up the wrong tree right now. So I'll let you know what happens with him. So he's in a heap of trouble come Monday. So The bank won't do a short sale there. So probably the only thing we can do with her is we'll have to list it and just take whatever the commission is. Now, we did make an agreement with her because of everything that we've done to help her, that whatever her portion of her money is, she would give us an additional 10,000. So that would make it about a $30,000 deal for us. So we should have her back into the MLS by Monday. Monday being January 2nd. So I will also update you about that. I'll also be updating these two people on my TikToks and my Instagram. So TikTok is Dwantastic. So follow me over there because I'm putting up all kinds of stuff every day. And I'll let you know about Elise. So that won't be a big deal. I mean, back when we first started talking to her in August, we maybe could have done something, but they've added so many more fees, like so many attorney's fees. They've added so much insurance. They've added a couple years worth of 3 years of real estate tax. They've added a lot of stuff, and they won't budge a dollar on anything. And it's a VA loan. Her husband was a veteran, so sadly, even with the VA loan, they won't cut us any slack at all. This bank is really a pain in the butt. It's not the bank, it's the servicing company. So she would probably just be commissioned. Now, her husband, she is 64, I think, and her husband is 84. And we have talked to his daughters, and they said, well, maybe we'll make the payments because he has dementia. One lives in Florida, one daughter lives in Colorado. Neither one can really take him in, but his dementia is not quite bad enough that he can't live with Elise, although she works all day. He's like kind of okay. He has someone checking on him every day, and they're trying to get him into a VA facility because he needs some long-term care at this point. So the daughters may make up all the back payments and make the mortgage payments for a few months while they get Les moved into a VA facility, and then we would list it then. So this might be a deal in January. This might be a deal in March or April. I don't really know. We thought it was going to be a deal in September because we had it done, and boom, 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 and I had somebody interested, an end user that I know. I'll plug my computer in. An end user that I know that the house is in great shape. And this other agreement, listing agreement popped up, and we saw copies of them and everything, but it still never got put into the MLS. So now her foreclosure got postponed because she filed bankruptcy, but then she didn't follow through with bankruptcy, so she got kicked out. So now she can't go back and file again for an additional 6 months, and there's no chance in hell that there's 6 months anywhere here on this deal. I mean, I guess Les could file, but with his dementia and stuff, I washed my hands of that one. No part of doing that. So those are kind of the two deals that we have working on right now. So Elise, well, ideally just be a listing and we'll help them get moved. Erickson ideally will be an investor short sale, so I can buy it for half the value and flip it for about 50,000. And if not, we can still list it, submit low offers, get the bank to take one, and then we would close 30 days later. So even on that amount, it's 400. So there's like probably, $20,000 commission. Depends on who brings the buyer. Depends on a lot of things. So it could be a great deal. It could just be an okay deal. And he could just lose it Thursday. So one of the things about being a successful real estate investor is that you really do have to have a lot of options and a lot of ideas and lots of contacts. We have a lot of contacts. We've reached all kinds of people. And I've got people, if I can get Erickson's cheap enough, I've got people that will close in 3 business days. So that deal might be closed by the middle of January. So we'll just kind of see. So there's a lot of wait and see sometimes. Sometimes you have to be a little more creative about how to get this deal done and get that deal done and what's going to happen. And you just always have to have lots of options and know your paperwork and know what you're doing and things like that. So we've got next week, I'm going to tell you about 2 other people that we're working with. I don't want this podcast to be super, super, super long. I think I'm already over 30 minutes. And I'm going to tell you about some other people. And man, we just got a doozy of a deal dropped in our lap yesterday, 154 multi-unit. So going to be great. So it's going to be great. Okay, so what I need you to do is if you had fun today, if you learned anything, if you had a good time, just like hearing the stories about the deals that we're working on, I need you to go and leave a 5-star review. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever. When you leave 5-star reviews, it helps me to be more successful and it helps more people listen to the podcast. And we get a chance to share the knowledge. And I'm going to read a couple of reviews to you right now. I have almost 2,000, maybe a little over 2,000. I haven't checked it for a couple of weeks. 5-star reviews on Apple. So lots of good reviews. So I want you to leave one. If you'd like me to read your review, you got to leave one. All right, so this one says 5 stars. Great series and content. I'm so grateful to put Dwanderful Real Estate podcast in my ears. It is essential to listen to the right people daily when pursuing one's dreams. Dwan is so lovable, approachable, and real. Aww. That is Shane Miller from the United States. Well, thank you. Lovable, approachable, and real. Here's another 5-star. It says entertaining information. Dwan and her guests offer some invaluable information about real estate investing. Very knowledgeable stuff and content that's super easy to follow. That's Stephanie Flick from the United States. So thank you for your 5-star reviews. And thank you for having faith in me. All right. So if you are not listening to the most wonderful real estate podcasts ever, daily, that can actually cause you to lose money because I go through and I teach you and break down the deals and things that I'm working on. So I teach you everything. I teach you what to say, what to do, different concepts, different ideas, the paperwork, and I teach you step by step by step. So if you really want to be a real estate investor, this is it. And for 2023, we're going to have a year without fear. A year without fear. 2020, 21, 22, I think it was just like a giant dumpster fire, which I thought that was one of the funniest words I heard, dumpster fire. It is like a dumpster fire. So we're in 2023. So let's be financially free in 23. Can we do that? Financially free in 23. Oh, and by the way, last week on my podcast, my first one for the January, how cute was my granddaughter? Oh my gosh. That child melts my soul. Did you hear her talking about her investments, all the things she's got going on? And she's so great and she's so smart. So, you know what? If you've got kids, teach them right now. Like, teach them right. This is the time. I'm the place. I'll help you out. I love generational wealth. So, opt in at Dwanderful.com. Get your 4 free ebooks, get your free program, leave a 5-star review. I can't do it without you. And I'm on Dwanderful on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Dwanderful Real Estate Investing Channel, TikTok, Dwantastic. So I'm basically everywhere. Follow me everywhere. Okay, we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember that the truth is in the red letters. Ciao.